The inner architect, the mind's blueprint to quieting your inner critic. Have you ever had a voice inside your head that constantly tells you you're not smart enough, not good enough, or that your best isn't truly good enough? In this episode of The Mind's Blueprint, we explore the relentless psychological burden of the inner critic and reveal the blueprint to transforming your mind from a harsh courtroom into a supportive design studio. Chloe was a brilliant software developer, respected by her peers for her innovative work and attention to detail. But privately, she lived in a constant state of turmoil, with a harsh inner voice that was her most frequent companion. Every line of code she wrote, every idea she proposed, was met with a barrage of internal criticism. That's not perfect enough. You're going to fail. Everyone else is better than you. This relentless negative feedback made her a perfectionist, causing her to double-check her work endlessly and miss deadlines. She was terrified of making a mistake because it would confirm the worst fears her inner critic had for her. She was a master of building complex systems, but a novice in managing her own emotional architecture. Her potential was being choked by a constant stream of self-doubt. Her former mentor, an experienced and wise project manager named Mr. Davies, noticed her self-inflicted stress. He had battled his own perfectionism and learned to see his inner critic not as an enemy, but as a misguided ally. One day, he found her hunched over her desk, erasing and rewriting a single line of code for the 10th time. "Chloe," he said, his voice kind and steady, "that voice in your head thinks it's protecting you by pointing out every flaw, but it's really just stopping you from creating anything at all. You need to stop being a demolitions expert and become your own architect." He explained that the inner critic is often a protective mechanism born from a desire to be safe from judgment. But when it runs unchecked, it becomes a destructive force, eroding self-worth and paralyzing action. He introduced her to the concept of the inner architect, the practice of deliberately reframing self-criticism into constructive guidance. He gave her a three-step blueprint for redesigning her internal dialogue. If you've ever felt controlled by your inner critic, hit that subscribe button to join our community and discover more blueprints for your mind. Mr. Davies's blueprint was not about silencing the voice, but about changing its role. Practice the observer stance. The first step was to simply observe the inner critic's comments without reacting to them. When the voice said, "This is a terrible idea," she was to mentally note it as, "I am having the thought that this is a terrible idea." This simple act separated her from the thought, giving her the space to choose how to respond instead of being controlled by it. Use the reframe to guide technique. Mr. Davies taught her to ask a simple question in response to the criticism. What is this comment trying to protect me from, and how can I reframe it as a constructive piece of guidance? For example, the comment, "You're going to fail," could be reframed as, "Take your time and double-check your work." This technique transformed her inner enemy into a problem-solving guide, turning fear into focused action. Build a success log. Finally, she was to keep a simple journal where she recorded not just her big successes, but her small wins and moments of growth, no matter how minor. This could be catching a bug she created or finishing a task on time. This habit began to build a powerful body of evidence against her inner critic's lies, proving to her mind that she was capable and resilient. Chloe began to apply these steps diligently. The paralyzing fear of failure began to fade. The relentless voice didn't disappear, but its tone softened and became a tool she could use. She learned to see her mistakes not as a failure, but as a necessary part of the design process. She learned that a truly successful mind isn't one that never doubts itself, but one that knows how to build a stronger, more compassionate self in the face of that doubt. You are not a sum of your internal criticism. By understanding the blueprint of your inner architect, you can build a mind that is resilient, compassionate, and capable of creating anything you desire. Join us next time to uncover more of the mind's blueprint. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into the human mind.